Whoa! It's the Illusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. I'm in the kitchen. I got my selfie stick going here. I love this thing. Super cool. Yeah, pretty fired up. Surfed twice today, and both of them were at places I wouldn't have normally surfed on today. There was Big West Swell cycle is starting, and it's real long interval, and it's not that big yet. So a lot of the main spots weren't really happening today. So I surfed a couple lesser spots, but with lesser spots are lesser surfers, so I was able to capitalize and got a lot of pretty decent waves today. And then I came home and we surfed one of our local spots, and there was no one out, it's a treat here in Southern California to score waves with nobody trying to snake you and not having to snake anyone else, like no one around, just able to paddle in to a nice right-hander and get a couple solid whacks at it and pump down the line and do a big floater and out, man. That's always a nice vibe. But on another level, it's been interesting since I'm running for a city council for the city of Malibu. It's real interesting. You get to see how absolutely broken the system is. We did our last campaign. We didn't raise any money, man. We were all, because money in politics, that's why the whole system's broken, is money shouldn't have anything to do with someone being elected to their local office. It should be just a personal, communal, one-on-one encounter that decides whether you vote for me or not whether I raise $25,000 or not, or whatever it is. So I'm running with my buddy Andy, right? And we're both surfers. We're both outspoken about what's going on in our community. And if you don't know, Malibu is basically being ripped apart by commercial real estate developers, and what they've done is they've collected all the city council members and the city staff into their palm to do their bidding. The only city council person down there who's like on our side is Skylar, man, my roommate, because he's a surfer and he grew up here and he knows how special our community is. Like, if you don't know, Malibu is like a really special, magical place. We have this beautiful mountain range that surrounds us, and the Pacific, is in front of us. And, our little town's a strip. It's 27 miles long, and these commercial real estate developers just want to, destroy the place, right? So we're the guys who are like, no, you're not destroying our town. We're going to go run for city council. We'll go volunteer and spend 4 years of our life to be city council people if we get elected, so that we can affect change in our community, so that we can stop the last open places in Malibu from being turned into shopping malls. No one shops here. It's ridiculous, right? So in order to do this thing, you have to be like a politician, right? And everyone's like, you need to tone down your message, and you need to placate all these people. You need to play the game. And I was thinking about it and the whole thing, and I'm like, you know what? Their game is broken and their game is corrupt, right? So if I go and validate their way of getting business done, that doesn't make me any different from them. All I need to be is who I am. I know who I am. I'm not afraid of who I am. I'm not afraid of my past. I'm not afraid of anything that's going to come out of my head. I know what I need to know. And so it gets into this weird thing about like marketing yourself and the whole thing. And I think there's been a paradigm shift in reality. I think that more people are waking up every single second and calling bullshit on the system. The system is broken. The system has been taken over by corrupt politicians who don't serve their community and only are serving themselves, right? So when I run for this local elected position, why am I doing it? I'm not doing it to be powerful, more powerful than my neighbor. I'm doing it because my community is being threatened by bulldozers and overdevelopment and corrupt politicians. I'm doing it because it's my duty as a human being to put myself in front of this bad idea. To be the guy who stands in front of this tidal wave of bad ideas and says, no, enough is enough, right? And people tell me that, you should do this and you should do that. And I go, you know what? I'm volunteering 4 years of my life to serve my community. What more do I need to do to prove that I'm serious about what I'm doing? People can ask me anything they want, man. I know what's going on in this town. I'm not some clueless soccer mom. Not knocking soccer moms, but the stereotype fits. People want to say surfers are stupid. Well, you know what? The stereotype fits, man. And politicians are corrupt. The stereotype fits. The city government is corrupt. The stereotype fits. The real estate and corporate development people will do anything to get their projects built at any cost. The stereotypes fit. You know what? So when I sit around and I think about what I'm going to do to beat these corrupt politicians that I'm running against, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be me. I'm going to be who I am. And you know who I am? I'm a sovereign, high-frequency human being who's in contact with source energy, who's trying to elevate the frequency of all around him. I'm not in this for me. I'm in this for all of us. Everyone who's in the proximity of my voice, I'm in it for all of us because we can no longer sit by and let these monsters run our realities. Yeah, I get it. In the holographic universe of it all, they're just reflections of our own inner turmoil, right? But you got to get out and you got to meet them head on, eye to eye, because that's where the monsters can't compete. That's where the reflections break. When you look the darkness in the eye with the brightness of a positive high frequency soul, they will crumble. And that's what this is all about for me. This is about not sitting on the sidelines. This is about taking charge. This is about saying, I have had enough. And everybody else here has had enough. Enough is enough. We cannot build our way out of our corrupt system. We have to stop pretending that the status quo is the status quo. We're the status quo. The sovereign individual. The individual who knows enough about who they are as a being as to not inflict any more pain. And it's just that simple. And that's why we can defeat these people that are running the system, because their whole way of being is based upon someone being less than, someone being in a state of shortage, someone not counting. That's not how I operate. Everybody counts. We are all one. Even those corrupt, horrible politicians and developers, they're not the problem. We're the problem, because we're sitting back doing nothing. And we're pretending that the only way we can get anything done is to be like them. No, thank you. No, thank you. You know who I'm going to be like? I'm going to be like me. And I'm cool with who I am. Yeah, I got faults. I have mistakes in my past. I have a history. But you know what? Right here, right now, I can say I love myself. And that's all this is about. I love myself enough to walk out into my community and say, hey, let's all love one another. Let's stop the bulldozers. Let's stop the corruption. Let's stop the insanity. I know you're all with me, man, because we're all the high frequency tribe. But I had to kind of get that off my chest tonight, because you know what? I'm going to spend all day surfing tomorrow. And I think I'm going to do it the next day. But that's future tripping. I don't really like to get into the future tripping vibe. So I'm making this video instead. Because you know why? Because I am free to be who I am, and that is me. So I hope you're all being free to be who you are, and that is you. And let's just keep vibrating at the highest frequency possible in the year of positive vibes. It's the illusion out.